My top tips for business, I have three. And the first one is people. It's really important to hire the best possible people that you can. I've learnt over the years and years of running Cake that really good people are worth their weight in gold, and so it's really worth hanging out for the best people you possibly can. My second top tip is to market your own brand. When we started Cake, one of the key things for us was to be able to market Cake as a brand, as a product in its own right, and that has really paid off with our own brand reputation, if you like. And so often marketeers forget to think about their own brand when they're so busy marketing other people's brands, and I always say that we have to put our clients first, of course, but we should make sure we give enough time over to Cake, to marketing Cake and doing kind of quirky and fun things around our brand. And the third thing is, my third top tip for success, and probably my biggest top tip for success, is make as many mistakes as you possibly can. I have made every mistake you possibly can make. I've never made the same mistake twice, and that is the most important factor of making mistakes. Never make them twice, but make plenty of mistakes. You're always going to make mistakes on the way up in business, and it's a crucial part of developing and learning and teaching, and so that hopefully people behind the business can not make the same mistakes you have made in your past. Okay, my most embarrassing moments. Most of my most embarrassing moments tend to come from my previous career in the music industry, where I was a record plugger, which is the relatively soulless occupation of trying to get records played on the radio and getting bands and videos played on telly. One of those roles within the plugging world was to look after talent when it charted or when talent was on top of the pops. And when I was working at Polydor Records, Gwen Guthrie, who had a very famous hit single called Ain't Nothing Going On But the Rent, suddenly debuted at number 5 in the chart. And frantic phone calls were made across the Atlantic to try to secure her to come in to do Top of the Pops. Eventually we managed to persuade her management and the record label to fund her trip to the UK, and my job was to look after her and manage that entire process when she arrived to performing on Top of the Pops. So I headed off to Heathrow Airport in my white XR3i, this is 1987 or 8 or something, arrived at the airport, parked up, walked into the terminal and waited for her to come through the arrivals hall. When she arrived in the arrivals hall, the first thing that struck me was this woman is absolutely huge. There's no way she's going to fit in my car. How on earth am I going to manage to get her back to Hammersmith, to Polydor Records, in my vehicle? You're not really going to fit in the back of the car. And she had luggage as well. Anyhow, I decided the best route was probably to put her in the passenger seat, because it would just give her a bit more room. She wouldn't be able to get her legs in. I opened the car door, I pushed the seat back, and just before she sat down, I managed to slip the car into second gear, because literally her butt was over, not only over the handbrake, but also over the gear stick as well. There was just not room. I was wedged in. I then proceeded to drive back from Heathrow Airport to Hammersmith in second gear the whole way along the motorway with the car shuddering like this. That's my most embarrassing story, one of my most embarrassing stories.